Today, a new species of ant has been found and named after Game of Thrones characters, which is the scientists' response to society not letting them name their kids Daenerys and Sandor. Also, The Dark Knight Rises. Sort of. A man flung a batarang into a cop car. Holy assault charges, Batman! His story and more on today's episode of The Morning Hustle! Good morning. I'm Walt Duncan, here to give you a little bit of knowledge so you can feel superior to your friends. Unless they too watch the show, in which case you'll have to decide that the old-fashioned way. Gladiatorial combat. So, for our first story of the morning, say hello to Dragon in Viserion.
Well, hello, little buddy. Hello. Just hold still for a little bit. Just hold right there.
In a +1 paper published yesterday, researchers talk about a new species of ant found in New Guinea. The new ant species are members of the Phyidol genus, a type of ant found all over the world, and known for its large head. But in addition to their big heads, these two species have huge spikes on their backs, which the researchers speculate that not only are they a defense mechanism, but also a muscle structure to help carry their heads. They're like giant heads. The researchers thought that those spikes bore a resemblance to the dragons on the popular TV show Game of Thrones. So, that's why they named them the Phyidol Viserion and the Phyidol Dragon, which really makes you feel bad for Rhaegal being left out all the time. I bet they don't even let him pillage a village with Iris. Don't worry, Rhaegal. I'll pillage with you. Now, for our next story, we'll be addressing an increasingly terrifying issue. Sheepdogs are in danger of losing their jobs to robots. Yes, that's right! Not even nature is immune to the rise of technology. I know, I'm just as surprised as you are. Researchers from the University of Sydney and Australian Field Centre for Field Robotics are creating a robot capable of maintaining a farm all by his lonesome. Which we know is just a ploy for the robot to create his own secret army. They may as well have created Ultron in a farmer's outfit. Now the teams decided to name the robot Swagbot, which was designed by the researchers to aid ranchers in some of Australia's more remote areas, where towns and neighbors can be hours apart to herd livestock more effectively. The robot looks pretty much like a shoebox on 4 giant wheels, but it can roam around autonomously, herding animals, keeping them in check, and also help carry things around the farm. These things include logs, wagons, bodies, and all the average stuff. Now, we've bred dogs specifically for this purpose, but the argument is simple. Anything you can do, I can do better. Which is true, since most dogs get sick and die, and new ones need to be trained for a bit. And they can't carry logs. Swagbot can now use drones to survey the fields and determine how best to traverse the terrain and inform farmers if something looks off. The researchers hope to upgrade the robot to be able to determine if any livestock is sick or injured, and inform the farmers as well. Now, these were only the initial tests, so dogkind still has a while to step up its game. And if you can't, well, doggone it, I guess you're out of luck. Now, I assume everyone here is familiar with the superhero Batman, right? Well, Monday night, a 23-year-old man was reported to be threatening a bouncer with an improvised spear in Capitol Hill, Seattle. The suspect was then chased by officers and whipped out his homemade batarang and flung it at the cop car, hitting the bumper. The police said they were requesting further charges of weapons and violations and obstruction of justice against him, who they confirmed was not Batman. Well, of course not. Batman doesn't wear hockey pads. Keep straight for a 450. Turn right now! For this final story, a woman in Mendon, Vermont, ended up vertical in her vehicle Wednesday night when she was following directions from a GPS, very specifically. Police say 30-year-old Nabilia Elaftan of Dorchester, Massachusetts, was heading west on US Route 4 when she passed her intended destination, and the GPS gave sudden directions to turn around. She reacted quickly and ended up flipping her car over and getting hung up in the wire of a utility pole. She and her passenger were both uninjured, which that's pretty impressive for a car being trapped up in the utility lines. Alright. That brings an end to another episode of the Morning Hustle. I hope you guys left here with a little bit more knowledge about what's going on in the world. Now, as promised, I created the Twitter poll last night, and you guys have voted on it. All 2 of you. The results are here, and that was unexpected. I was expecting more crazy than not. But, can't dispute the viewers. So, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And guys, don't hustle too hard.